Washington, D.C. For many, this city represents little more than the political headquarters of the American government. While many outside of Washington, D.C. often perceive the city and its culture through this lens, which reduces the city to its generic political identity, Washington, D.C. is a city with a rich history that's rooted in Black culture. In 1957, the Black population in Washington, D.C. surpassed 50%, making D.C. the first major city in America to have a predominantly Black population. As a result, the city colloquially became known as the nation's quote-unquote chocolate city, and though this nickname is not as commonly used or known today, the name continues to live on through the prosperous Black culture, community, and history throughout D.C. Testaments to this rich Black culture can be seen in the language, fashion, and various unique displays of Black artistic and musical expression originating from D.C. A vast variety of famous Black musicians and their distinct styles originate in D.C. Nevertheless, one particular style original to D.C., which remains definitive of the music and culture of the city to this day, is go-go music.
It came from Southeast Washington, to the best of my knowledge, and it was cultivated in the streets where kids get together for some form of entertainment and entertaining themselves. They get together and beat on buckets and cans or whatever and make sound. And those kids that was in school that had band instruments, they'd use their band instruments and play those instruments also at the same time. And that's how they put a band together, and they made up lyrics to talk about and enjoy the times that were going on, whatever's going on at the time, to make up songs about that.
Go-go is a subgenre of funk that developed and spread across D.C. in the mid-1970s and has grown to become one of the most iconic D.C.-originated musical styles. The creation and popularization of go-go is largely accredited to Chuck Brown, a popular Black guitarist, singer, and bandleader of the Soul Searchers. This new style, which Chuck Brown and the Soul Searchers pioneered, quickly spread across the district as more and more bands formed and began to play in their own renditions of the genre. Amongst these new musicians, many popular and heavily influential bands formed which continued to develop and expand the genre.
All of a sudden, we had set a trend for other bands to follow, and that was a great feeling. Nothing can be more, there is no greater compliment than to have somebody to follow what you're trying to do. You see what I'm saying? That gives you a boost. That helps you, And everybody joining in. Next thing you know, DC had their own sound.
As go-go music continued to grow and develop, another incredibly influential go-go band arose in the early to mid-1980s, known as the Junkyard Band. The Junkyard Band was a go-go band formed by a group of young Black kids, no older than 13 years of age, all living together in the Berry Farm housing projects in southeast D.C. Without access to the resources to acquire traditional instruments, the members used whatever objects or appliances that they could find around them, which could emulate the sound of the music they'd heard playing all throughout the city. The Junkyard Band quickly became renowned for their use of buckets, crates, cans, and various other appliances as instruments. This heavily influenced the following popularization of these bucket bands, which soon thereafter encompassed nearly every corner of the city. Today, go-go music has effectively established itself as the sound of Washington, D.C., as its fast-paced beat can not only be heard, but felt throughout the city, pulsating like a heartbeat. While D.C. may no longer be the same chocolate city, as gentrification and new economic policies have continually decreased the Black population, the go-go beats ruminating throughout the city testify to the culture and soul of Washington, D.C., remaining rooted in and structured by a rich and expansive Black culture.